U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis.
Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
And wow, a gamble here right off the bat, an onside kick to begin the game. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. Well, there's two sides to every coin. You come on the road, you get the onside kick to start the game. What a boost, but you don't get it. And now your back's against the wall a little bit.
You're exactly right. You nailed it perfectly. And so many ways to go at it when you're on the road. You think to yourself, well, if we start on defense, we blitz them early, try and create a big play. If we start on offense, we throw the big pass downfield. In this case, they said, forget all of that. Let's do it on special teams and try and catch them off guard with an onside kick unsuccessfully.
Here's Madison getting it again on second. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
Cousins on first down. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3.
Here's a give to Madison running right.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Cousins to throw it.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Jags are going to get the football here at their own 23. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10.
At their own 23.
They'll start on the ground, ETN.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
2nd and 9. Lawrence will throw.
That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Vikings are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. Here's Madison running left. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. They'll try to throw now. Cousins going underneath. He's got Hockenson. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, they run with Madison.
It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Play fake. Cousins.
That is incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Complete to Addison on the out route. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. That is caught, and he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Maybe a free play here. Cousins. Pass complete to Addison. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. Running from the shotgun with Madison. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Madison is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. Touchdown! Kirk Cousins on the connection to Justin Jefferson. And the Vikings use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Had the option there, read it perfectly, and an easy little touchdown toss.
And it has to be a sharp throw, too, because of where they are on the field. The extra traffic, things are condensed near the goal line. Good route by the receiver as well.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. They work now on 2nd and 9. And they'll go again with Etienne. And he'll get a couple up to the 29. Here's 3rd and 7. 3rd down, here's Etienne. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. They're going on 4th down. Lawrence. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Here's Madison running on 1st down. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Quickly to Addison here. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. From the gun, here's Cousins. On the move to his left. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They'll go Madison up the middle.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Escaping the pressure right toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Throw left side, and Osborne has it.
A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
We'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Now Lawrence to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Completes it to Evan Ingram. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 43.
Straight ahead, Etienne.
Marcus Davenport there to take him down.
From the 38 now. Here's 2nd down and 5. Now Lawrence.
Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
And they'll run with Etienne.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Now Lawrence
steps away. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it, incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
Picked off by Byron Murphy. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
And oh, it's blocked. Picked up by the offense. This is a live ball. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Hey, run!
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
He is putting on a show in this second quarter, racking up the receiving yards as he has a first down.
Red on red. 11,
Here's Lawrence. He targets Ingram for another grab.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
Call it a gain of 4, leaves them with options here on second and just a yard.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
ETN up the middle.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line.
Lawrence going to get his guys to go quickly.
Back to throw here.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down.
Buying time to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Again on second and 10, it's Lawrence.
Eluding the pressure right.
Well, that's the third interception for Lawrence.
Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick six to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick six. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And that pushes the lead up to 23.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
let's go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
1 second, all that remains.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
A handoff for ETN.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Lawrence.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. Even after the penalty, still a full 7 yards to go on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Lawrence airing it out, looking for Ridley. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Mekhi Blackman's got it.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
They'll start on the ground with Madison. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Another carry now for Madison. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20.
65 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. On the handoff, it's Madison. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On play action, Cousins. And his throw here's incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now a give to Madison. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now.
And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Now Lawrence on 1st down. That's caught. It's Strange, the tight end.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
He'll get that underneath ETN.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They'll run with ETN.
And it's out. He put it on the carpet.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. Going to begin the drive here with Madison. Nifty move. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. A nice little gain. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They go play action. Cousins. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Here's Madison running left. And he is going to lose yardage here. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Off the play fake. Cousins. Flushed out. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball. but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. The pass complete to Ingram on the crossing route. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 41 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Great job.
They go play action with Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. Evan Ingram, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. And he's going to get into the end zone for 2, and they're back within 2 scores, down 15 now. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he will get back to at least cover this. Certainly a sigh of relief there. But his offense going to be set up deep in their own territory now. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now a timeout called for by the defense, and that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. And they're going to speed things up here. They'll run it with Madison. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. So, boy, that's already the 3rd they burned here. They are out of timeouts now before we've even hit the 4th quarter. Here's Madison getting it again on 2nd. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 10. On the toss, Madison. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Lawrence going to move him around a bit.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long.
Now Lawrence to throw.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
On third down, Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw here taken in by Ingram.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
On first down, Lawrence.
His throw incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
This ball caught by Strange.
Touchdown, Jaguars.
Brenton Strange,
48 yards.
and the Jaguars are able to cut into that deficit.
They're going to try and run. And they are 3 for 3 on two-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And the touchdown apparently wasn't enough. They're going to go for the onside kick here. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down.
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the fourth quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
Now 2nd and 5.
Going to run with Madison again. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On 3rd down, they run with Madison. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Joseph now to kick this one away.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Can't get away, and he's taken down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Lawrence will throw.
And this one into the hands of Ingram downfield. Big strides, look at him go.
Touchdown, Jaguars.
Ingram with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jags have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
And they're going to get the two. It's caught. And the lead is cut to 2 here in the fourth. So down only 2 now. Still a chance to finagle their way into field goal range if they can get this onside kick. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job.
Yeah, you got to wait until that ball goes 10 yards. They did not. They hit it before, and that draws the flag every time.
And there's no doubt in my mind that converting an onside kick has never been tougher in the NFL with the new rules. So trying to get it to 10 yards, timing up perfectly, that's tough enough to begin with. But when you go and grab it before it goes, you got no shot then.
101 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Madison. Well, I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter.
You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11.
They'll go Madison up the middle.
And he will score. Touchdown.
Alexander Madison, 25 yards. And the Vikings are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here. You hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing now, Lawrence. Got his man. It's the tight end Strange with it.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
Well, there's still hope, but it's dwindling fast. No timeouts left. They need 2 scores still. 1st and 10 here.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he's brought down. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Here's 1st down. Back to throw. Lawrence.
Finds his tight end Ingram. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. 1st down now, but that clock rolling.
Lawrence.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points, but he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there. Here's Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
Lawrence going to look to throw for it.
And this is caught. So they took a chance, but they are back within a single point here in the fourth. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And they've got it. They recovered it. Wait, hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go, Tim.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
Well, taking that knee, maybe just a sigh of relief. They withstood a big fourth quarter comeback. Able to hold on, though.
Certainly looked like they had things going their way, didn't it? In the fourth quarter, they had to just hold on. As you said, furious assault on them, but they were able to get it done, take a knee, and head to the locker room with a win.
Well, taking that knee, maybe just a sigh of relief. They withstood a big fourth quarter comeback. Able to hold on, though.
Certainly looked like they had things going their way, didn't it? In the fourth quarter, they had to just hold on. As you said, furious assault on them, but they were able to get it done, take a knee, and head to the locker room with a win.
Well, a couple more minutes, and maybe the outcome of this one, Charles, would have been different. But ultimately, time runs out of the comeback, so it falls short. And they hold on to win this by just one possession.
Not the fourth quarter they wanted, but they did earn the win, and they'll be happy about that, and they should be. Now they're going to go back to practice, see if they can do to prevent a future lead from slipping away like this one was.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.